Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys everything that is going into my daily makeup drawer. I'm going to be focusing on products for fall as well as winter since fall is actually almost over. I'm kind of late at posting this video, so I figured I would extend it all the way into the winter season. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bri and I am just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot on indie makeup, so if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. All right, my love, so we are in November, which is crazy to me that fall is going to be over in a month. I was supposed to film this back in September, but life has just been wild lately and I've been super behind, but here I am. So I figured since there's only 1 month left in fall, I might as well include a winter in this fall makeup drawer, because some reason I didn't do a winter one last year, which is really strange. But I did do like a summer one, I did do a fall one last year, a spring one, all of that. So if you want to see my other daily makeup drawers, I will link them below. So how I'm going to do this is I'm just going to do like a bird's eye view. You're going to see all the products. I'm going to swatch things for you. You're just going to get to see everything up close, which is what I like to do when I show you what's in my drawer. And that's basically it. But before we get into the drawer and everything, if you're curious about this eye look, which is so fall and so whimsical, I actually did film this. The video is actually already up. I was using the Twisted Tea Party palette. I was doing a review and 2 looks. I'll link that video below. I'll put it up in the corner if you want to see how I put this together. But now let's get into this daily makeup drawer. I'm going to start off with complexion products. So I put things that are more hydrating because I don't need as many mattifying products when it's a lot colder in the fall and the winter. So I put in the Professional Hydrate Primer from Benefit. It's a smoothing primer. It's supposed to be a little bit more hydrating, so I was like, you know what, I'll throw this in. And I also threw in this one right here. I mean, it's not a hydrating product, but this is the Power Grip Primer from e.l.f. I wanted to just get more use out of this because I haven't touched it much since I purchased it. And then I also threw in the Vanish Airbrush Primer from Hourglass. This one definitely feels more like a lightweight moisturizer. And then I included 3 foundations and 1 mix-in product to help lighten stuff. So I threw in the Nabla Skin Realist. This is the Beautifying Tinted Balm with Hyaluronic Acid Microsphere. So this is definitely a more hydrating, glowy skin tint. I also included the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation. Really love this stuff. Has a beautiful natural glowy finish on the skin. I have 6.5. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you the Nabla one. I think I have medium in this one. And then I put one more kind of skin tint because I like lighter weight foundations in the winter time too. This is the Rare Beauty Positive Light Tinted Moisturizer in SPF 20. The shade I have is 32N, which I'm assuming is probably like a medium neutral. And this one's really nice, super lightweight. It's not the most long wearing. I mean, none of these are really long wearing, but these days I don't need things to last as long. Then I threw this one in from Juvia's Place. This is their, what is this? Eye Magic Natural Radiance Foundation. Now this is very light for me. I have 2 shades, but this is the lighter one. And I figured I could throw this in to lighten my skin tints as I start to fade and get a little bit lighter from not, you know, being out in the sun and I lose my tan. This is the shade Martinique. I did also throw in this, I forgot to mention, the e.l.f. Whoa Glow 30 SPF Sun Protection Makeup Primer. This makes my skin look really glowy. It gives me protection from the sun. Now getting into concealers, please ignore my little dirty bin. I need to wipe it out. But this is the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. It's very lightweight. On the thinner side, it is more hydrating. And during the winter and like when it's cold, I actually get kind of dry under my eyes. So I like to use more hydrating products. So this is really nice, very affordable. I also threw in the Rose Ink Concealer. This is in LX050. This one is, I would say, more of like a natural finish. It's not necessarily like super hydrating. And then I also threw in the LYS Triple Fix Full Coverage Brightening Concealer. Also another one that I haven't used in a while. So now let's go on to like powder products, bronzer, blushes. So I actually only threw in one powder into this drawer because I have some already in my project pan. So I just threw in this one from Jaclyn Hill. This is the Luminous Powder and Carrots. This is a really beautiful glowy powder, and I don't know, you know, the holiday season, I like to glow a little bit more. This is meant to be more for like medium shades. Wow, I put a lot, but it does have a tint to it, but it has like a beautiful luminous glow to it. And then I threw in a few bronzers. So I have this one from LYS, which is my favorite bronzer. Just pulling it back out since I haven't used it in a bit. This is the No Limits Matte Bronzer in Harmony. Gorgeous, perfect tone for me. And then I also threw in this from Juvia's Place. This is their bronze palette in medium, which this one is actually to me on the lighter end, and I love that it has like a cooler tone one and a warmer tone one. Now let's get into the blushes and highlighters. So I added quite a bit of blushes, which I tend to do, and a good amount of highlighters as well. So I'm going to start off with the cream products for the blushes. So I added this one from Keys Soul Care. This is in the shade called Sensual. So this is a beautiful like deeper berry shade, but it actually doesn't translate that deep. You can kind of sheer it out. It's a very balmy texture. I just spelled it up so you can really see, but you can sheer this out. This will definitely do the cold girl effect to your cheeks, you know, like that flush when you come in from the cold. Then I also threw in this one from LYS. This is the Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in Empower. This is also a beautiful berry. I feel like this one leans a little bit more on the burgundy red side. This is also one you can sheer out or build up. I mean, that's what I love about cream blushes. Then I also threw in the Tinkerbell Darling Super Shock Cheek Blush from ColourPop. And this one is pretty. It's more of like a, I would say more of like a coppery color, but I feel like this is such a fall and like wintry color. I love the Super Shock cheeks in the sheeny formula. Like, look how beautiful that is. And then I also threw this in from Persona. I just used this in a recent Get Ready With Me. This is the shade Jam. This is so beautiful. I'm like really into the berry tones during this time of the year. This one's a little bit more fuchsia-y than the other two here, but this is also one you can sheer out or really build up if you want a lot of color. And I did include this cream as well from Rare Beauty. It's like the smallest little sample, but you need so little of this product, so it'll probably take me a while to even get through this. But this is more of like a mauve. I felt like I could use a mauve too. I like to use these kind of cool tone colors in the winter as well. For like powder blushes, I have the Buxom blush in Goa. Now this is just like a berry powder formula that has a nice little satiny sheen. I love the Buxom blushes. I wish that they would extend the range. And then I also added the Uden's Eye Elva Flower Blusher in Sweet Tulip. Also a nice like cool tone berry shade. These are beautiful too. These also have a gorgeous sheen to them. I feel like they might have discontinued this product, which I don't know why, because these are beautiful blushes. I also have the Kaleidos Mono Blush, and I think this is Sunburn. I can't remember because the shade names aren't on the pans or on the actual product, but it's a nudie one. So sometimes if I just want a more toned down nudie blush, I will go with this one. And then I included this red one, which I think it's Sanguine. Is that how you say it? But this one is just a beautiful matte red blush. Like, look at that. This is a really nice, like very buttery, satiny formula. And then I also included the Cover FX Blush Dual. And I think this is Spice Cinnamon. Honestly, the name is why I really put this in here, but I also really love this color. It comes with a powder like matte side, and it comes with a sheeny glowy blush. I mean, these used to be like everybody's favorite. Like when they first came out, people couldn't get enough of these. Now no one talks about them. Also, I wish they would extend the range for that one too. Then I also threw in this one because I need a little grunginess in my life for the rest of November. This is the Hey Honey Matte Powder Blush from Give Me Glow. I love me a mustardy blush. They're just so unique. They warm up the face in the most beautiful way. Trust me, try a mustard blush. You might fall in love. Then I also threw this in from Fenty Beauty. This is the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighter Duo, but I use these as a blush. This is Ginger Bin and Moscow Mule. I'm getting swatches everywhere. This is definitely more of like a coppery, bronzy kind of like tones, but I love these kind of tones because they just look so good with anything on the cheeks. There's those shades. Now time to get into the single highlighters and cream highlighters. Then we'll get into these little palettes. So I threw in the Jaclyn Hill Iced Mini Highlighter because during the winter time, I just love a beautiful blinding highlighter. This is a champagne-y icy highlighter, but it's intense. It's very glowy, and I love the formula. It's very smooth. And then I was like, you know what? Let me add something a little interesting. So I added this Moon Cruiser highlighter from Kaleidos. It has like a bluey shift. I haven't touched this in a while, so it's like, you know what? Let me throw this in. Every now and then I like to go in with a fun little blue highlighter. So I figured we could mix this in. You know, I could do a cool tone winter look with this highlighter. I think that would look really cool. And then I also threw in this one from ColourPop that's also from the Tinkerbell collection. This is in Happy Thoughts. This is a very like kind of cool toned, I guess champagne or cool toned icy shade. I don't know how to even describe it, but it's beautiful. Then I also threw in my favorite highlighter from Fenty. This is the How Many Carats highlighter. This is my go-to highlighter every time for like New Year's parties. This is that one that like has like a transparent base and then all these little fine sparkles throughout it. It's just so special. And it just catches the light, and then you'll see these beautiful soft sparkles all on the cheek. And then I pulled this one out from Pat McGrath. This was from holiday, either last year or the year before. And also another one that I really, really love that is so pretty and really shiny. It's kind of similar to the one from ColourPop, the Super Shot. Wow, I just realized how similar they are. I feel like the ColourPop one is just a little pinker. And then I also thought I'd try to give this some love. This is the Halo Glow Beauty Wand highlighter and Champagne from e.l.f. It's not my favorite because it's not the most blinding. I feel like it just doesn't show up a lot. Kind of like blends right into the skin. But I figured I'd just try to use it some more and really give it a try. So then I also threw this in from Rare Beauty. This might have been in my drawer previously or the drawer before, but I didn't really use it. So I wanted to pull this back in. This is in Mesmerize, and this is a beautiful pinky highlighter. And honestly, I've actually been mixing this with the Rare Beauty blush right here, which I don't even know what shade this is. Oh, I think this is Encourage. But mixing these two makes a gorgeous glowy liquid blush. Oh, I forgot to mention this when I was talking about my bronzers. I threw in this, the Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour Stick. This is in light medium, and I probably should have got medium, but just the medium shade looked so much darker. But I was gonna see if I could try to get some use out of this as I get my most fair, because I feel like this color is kind of on the lighter side for me right now, but it is cool tone. And I figured I could maybe make it work when I'm like, you know, a couple shades lighter. Now getting into these teeny little palettes. So I figured I'd include the Glamlite Hershey's Cookies and Cream highlighter. I got this not that long ago and I wanted to get some use out of it, and I feel like these are like perfect holiday highlighters, very blinding. I mean, Glamlite never makes a subtle highlighter. They like you to shine to the heavens. So it's like, these are gonna be perfect for like, you know, glitzy holiday look. So it's like, yeah, this is a good time to add it. One's more icy, one's more champagne. Then I also added this little blush trio. This was from BH Cosmetics when they collab with Doja Cat. I figured these colors like worked really well for like the fall and stuff. So I threw this back into my drawer. I actually really like this little blush trio. Like the shades are perfect. This one's like a more nudie one, a more, I don't know, I guess you could say like terracotta, and then we have this fun little bright orange, because sometimes I like to have glowy Cheeto cheeks. And I also threw in this from Cosmic Brushes. This is also fairly new to my collection. This is their Frosting Highlighter Trio. This is full of beautiful shifty highlighters, and I figured I could get some use out of this too into the fall and the winter. These are really fun highlighters that have all these beautiful little shifts. Like there's a fun little green one, this is a fun like pinky one, and then like this little like purpley one. I thought it was so pretty. The formula is so smooth on these. And then I figured I'd get some use out of this too. This is the Resurgence highlighter duo. This was the Unearthly and Heather Austin collab. And I was like, you know what? I haven't touched this since I reviewed it. So I wanted to play with it a little bit more. This one has a beautiful, like shifty, glowy blush. And then this beautiful, shifty highlighter. And they both work really well on my skin tone. So there's that. So I'll have a lot of little options. Now we are going to get into these little palettes I added. These are ones I have not used in a while. I added 3 fall palettes and 3 like holiday Christmassy palettes. So I threw in the At Foresight palette. This was from ColourPop and it was a collab with Raw Beauty Christy. This one I just haven't given enough attention. I think I only really used it when I reviewed it and like a few times after. I'll swatch a couple shades. I'm not gonna swatch like the entire palette just for the sake of time, but just so you can see like how pretty in fall these colors are. And I thought the formula was really nice in here. I usually feel like their collab palettes, ColourPop, tends to have better formula in it. I mean, I think they overall have a decent formula. I want to swatch a few more shades from here. So like this blue one, this gold one, maybe this one right here. Honestly, I'm gonna use this palette more for the mattes and pair it with my interesting shimmers that are in my collection, like my multi-chromes and all that. But the tones are really pretty in this one. And this one I have not used in a long time. This is from Juvia's Place. This is their Nomad palette. It's full of these beautiful yellow toned shades. And you know, Juvia's Place has such a good formula. I just feel like I've neglected a lot of their stuff lately. I guess because, you know, I'm like always focusing on the new things and I've had this palette for a while, but they have a really good formula, like really good mattes and really nice like smooth shimmers. So I was like, yeah, these need some love. And last but not least in the fall category, I wanted to add in my Lethal Cosmetics palette. This was a custom palette that I made that I only used a few times. So I just wanted to give this some more attention. This is such a beautiful palette. I picked out like the perfect shades, you know, for my style. That's what I love about making a custom palette. You get to pick exactly what shades you want to use. And they have a really good build your own palette feature on their site. Look at these shades. Probably really dug too much into the pans, but they're absolutely stunning. I really do like Lethal's formula, and they've come a long way with their mattes. Like they've improved them so much, and they have these beautiful smooth metallics. So now let's get into my very holiday Christmas palettes that I haven't used in a while. So I pulled out the Nomad Home for the Holidays palette. This is a mainly all shimmer palette with one matte black. They're really beautiful and super foiled and sparkly. And I feel like this has been untouched for a while now. I think I've only used it when I reviewed the video and during like Christmas time. And then I kind of put it away and kind of forgot about it. And I was like, well, I need to pull this back out since we're going to be going into, you know, the Christmas season very soon. So here is the purple one. Have little sparkles throughout. And then here is the green one. Like, look how pretty those are. If you like a more smooth, intense metallic, you would really like these, but I don't think you can get this anymore. Then I also threw this Christmas morning palette, which I think I just talked about how I barely use this palette. So I was like, I'm gonna dedicate myself to use this holiday season. So these are like the typical Christmas colors, huge pans, but they're like really nice. You know, we got a red, we got the green, we got this beautiful green shimmer, and then like this icy intense silver. So it's like, yes, it's time for this to shine. I mean, it's the cutest little palette. The theme, the packaging is so adorable. Sorry, my swatches are coming out funky, but look how beautiful those swatches are. And then the last Christmassy palette I have in here is the Naughty palette from BH Cosmetics. I wanted to just bring this out and use it because it was so good and impressive, the formula. Ooh, I'm digging way too hard into these pans. And I mean, look at that. Beautiful, like cool tones in here. Just really good mattes. Like, they were easy to use. Let me get some of the metallics. Mistletoe. They had even some dual chromes in here. Look at these very smooth foiled shades. These were good. These were really, really good. So now let's get into the lippies, the category I always go overboard in. So I threw in these from Uden's Eye. This was from the Halloween collection. It was a collab with Angelica. I knew these colors would be perfect for this time of the year since it is a Halloween collection. But this is the shade in Shadow Creature in a matte formula. It is like a lip cream matte formula. It's a beautiful brick muted red. Love this shade. And I also threw in the one in the Shine formula called Spectral, which is a kind of cool tone pinky brownie nude, which is also really beautiful. Sorry, I keep hitting the camera stand. Then I added 2 lip oils. This is from Blend Bunny. This is the one from their, I think it's the Juicy Cheeks collection. I can't remember the exact name, but this is the shade Right, which is a beautiful purple tinted lip oil, which is gorgeous. I love this lip oil formula. It's so hydrating and beautiful. And then this one was from their Sickly Sweet collection, which recently came out, was their Halloween launch. And this one is a black lip oil. So it gives your lips a cool tone, darker tint, and it will make any warm toned lippy more cool. And then I also threw in these 2 from Unearthly Cosmetics. This was in their Halloween Devour box, and I was like, I need to get some use out of these. This is the shade Chomped. This is in their satin formula. Like, look at this. It is a beautiful blackened, very cool toned purple shade. And I also threw in their lip oil in Ruin. This is also with like a nice little purpley tint to it. It's also a really beautiful lip oil formula. So pretty. Then I also decided to add these 2 from Unearthly Cosmetics from their last Halloween box from last year. This is the shade called Savage. It's a black satin lippy. Yes, you know, when I'm in my darker mood, I love to go in with a black lippy. And then I threw this one in called Ghoulish, which is a very cool toned deep green. I also thought this would be beautiful for fall and even Christmas. It makes me think of like pine trees. And I also threw in this Unearthly Cosmetics gloss. I think this was from their summer mystery box. It's just a really sparkly pink gloss. I figured this would look pretty over like more matte liquid lipsticks that I threw in here. I also threw in the gloss from the Unearthly and Heather Austin collab. This is the shade called Omen. It's a beautiful, very reflective, shiny gloss that also looks really pretty over lipsticks. And the last unearthly thing I added, I have so many unearthly products in here. This is Mandy, my favorite green lippy in my collection. This is a grungy olive shade. It's so beautiful, goes so well with a lot of the fall looks that I like to create. And now going on to some glosses from Glamlite. I think I got this from a holiday collection from them from a while ago, and I was like, I need to use this before they fully expire, which they might already be expired, but this is a gloss in hot chocolate. It's a beautiful cool toned nude brown, and then this is the shade called S'mores, which is a beautiful deep reddish brown. And I also threw in a few liquid lipsticks from Give Me Glow. This is the shade Wicked, which is a very cool toned grayish purple. And I actually really like their liquid lipstick formula. They're not too overly drying. And then this shade is Roasted, or what is it called? Toasted Marshmallow? Yeah, Roasted Marshmallow. A beautiful, warm, deeper brown. Then I just have one lippy from Kaleidos. This is in Cold Smoke. I try to not add too many lip clays because I tend to add a lot of those in my daily makeup drawer. I wanted to use some of my other products, but this is a very beautiful cool toned brown. Love the lip clay formula. And I did add two products from Nabla. So this is their Dreamy Creamy lip product in My Rules. It's a cool toned mauve. It's a beautiful formula. And then I threw in this lipstick, which I love so dearly. This is the shade in Nolita, a beautiful brick red, a beautiful like muted red. This is so gorgeous. I also threw in one product from Udensai, which is also a like muted red, but on the deeper side. This is in their matte lip stain formula, and this is Red Apple. Definitely more of a muted red, I would say. Also threw in this Glamlite gloss from the Cookies and Cream collection. It's a nudie gloss. So sometimes I just want a nudie lippy and I don't want to necessarily be vampy. And I also threw in this from About Face. This is their matte lip paint in, what is it called? Saint Sangria. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's a gorgeous like deeper fuchsia. I also threw this in from Blend Bunny. This is their lip cream in Leica Pro. It's a beautiful classic cool tone red. I also threw in the Hershey's Cookies and Cream lipstick from Glamlite as well, because sometimes I just want a nudie lipstick too and not necessarily have something sheeny. And the very last product is this from Tarte. This is one of their Maracuja Juicy lip creams, and this is the shade Cranberry, which I figured would be a beautiful color for this time of the year. It's a gorgeous like little cranberry shade. So that was everything for this daily makeup drawer. It was a lot of swatching. Took me a while to film this, so now let's get back to my face. But that was everything for this daily makeup drawer video. I hope you guys found it fun and enjoyable to watch. Now I would love to hear from all of y'all in the comments below. Do you switch up your makeup seasonally? Do you do a daily makeup drawer? Or do you wear whatever you want any time of the year? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoyed this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot of indie makeup and all that good stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will link my other daily makeup drawer videos that I've done. I will link like my makeup, what's on my face, foundation, and eyes. Like I said, I did film this look, so that video will be linked as well. And I will have my contact and my social media platforms linked. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, supporting me, being amazing. I just hope you guys are having a wonderful November so far, and just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.